Flat Earth British subscriber channel. Febs speaking. Hi. Well, I still haven't got my channel back, and I mean, I keep looking, you know, when I can, but it's still going to be February by the looks of it. Well, I think that's when like I think 2 strikes expire in February, but then like another one, it's like, hold on, 2, 4, 6, it's like 6 months or something. Yeah, and like I updated my drivers on my laptop, rebooted, and it would never reboot, you know. So I've tried all kinds of things, but finally I found an old hard drive that I plugged to an external box thing that I could plug into a USB port, and this morning I successfully booted up. So now I can get all the software running to fix the MBR. Yeah. So I don't think I'm gonna knock one out. I'm not gonna like do any vlogs. I mean, I'm doing a VanaVlog, so you know, all going well. This will be uploaded. It's Thursday. Yeah. So been having a hard time at the moment. Like everything's against me. I've got like an intermittent toothache. I've got like this pain, like on my left, underneath my left shoulder blade, at the edge. Just it's like kind of like a tendon or something that's spazzed out. Just it doesn't matter what I do, just can't get rid of damn pain. It's just like constantly annoying. Jobs turned to shit. You know, I'm still having to phone up and beg to go home every day. I've had some job interviews. And, is that actually a real policeman? Weird. Sorry. I should have spoken about my shoulder because now it's on my mind and now it hurts more. I've had like 4 Nurofen as well. I've had a couple of interviews, so I've got one that seems okay. I just got to have a personal meeting. Same job, but it looks like I might be all right. You know, they don't micromanage, so it should be all right, I hope. I'm just jealous of people that just don't have to work. I suppose I'm gonna have to talk now. Shit. Yeah, I thought I'd better do a VanaVlog, you know. I think that's, you know, every evening, you know, with like certain measures ingested, you know, I just so many things come to mind, and then in the cold light of day, it's kind of like gone. It's hard to recount, you know. If I can think of one thing, it might remind me of other things, so maybe I'll just have a smoke. I mean, maybe. Go away. This is how bad things are, you know. I've got like clove oil, you know, just like on your tooth. And then you stink of cloves, but I suppose it's better than stinking of alcohol. Oh. Oh, I bought new packets. What? Oh, it's 30 grams. That's why. Paper. This is weird. Nothing's coming to mind. It's bizarre, isn't it? Yeah, so I bought a like a, what's it called? I got the hand crank electrical generator. This little blue thing about that big with a big handle on it. Just plug shit in, you know. You've got electricity. That was a few weeks ago, but then I had to bite the bullet with the wife and get in a load of shit, and I went and bought this this like a power pack, and you can charge it in your car, your van, whatever. You can charge it by the electricity. You can do solar power to charge it, but you know, anything with like a low watt, it can run. So like TV, you know, I ran it all night the other day. You know? Yeah, ran it all night. It's probably about 7 hours or something like that. So like if there's like a power cut, I can at least watch the TV for 7 hours. You know? Or like if I buy like a low watt hot plate or a low watt kettle, it'd run them, you know, charge. So I thought, oh, I'm going to get in the shit with the wife for spending that money. 135 quid. But you know, it's a difference between, you know, spending an evening in darkness with nothing to do, or watching TV, or whatever. So it's actually 2 nights. I got it in the ear for 2 nights when I confessed. Bought something else as well. What else did I buy? Oh yeah, cat radiator hammocks. I bought 2. I said to the missus, because like energy prices are going to be going up, but she kind of like leaves the heating on at 20 degrees when we're both out working for the cats. So I thought, well, if I get these cat hammocks, so they're literally kind of like a suspended bed that hangs over a radiator. You know, the cats can like, you know, warm up, sleep on them, and we can turn the heating down to 10 degrees instead of 20. So, you know, I mean, I'm just trying to be fucking economical and stuff. I clearly cannot do right in the eyes of the wife. she wants to go Christmas shopping, and I said that's just not a good idea. We need to leave it till, I mean, like food. So we need to leave it to the last minute, because I'm pretty sure that Boris is going to kill Christmas, cut the electricity, you know, stuff like that. So like in the north of England and like south of Scotland, there was a storm. I mean, it's Britain. We always have storms, but on this particular storm, it destroyed lots of power line posts, apparently. And there were thousands of people without electricity for about 3 days. And now there's only, you know, a few thousand left that aren't going to get their electricity back until tomorrow, Friday, apparently. But before all this, in November, Boris was saying, oh, you know, the shelves are getting empty, just go and get all your Christmas stuff now. So off they all went and got all of their Christmas food and everything, stuck it in their freezer. 3-4 weeks later, power cut for days, the food's ruined. Yep. So, you know, I was telling the missus about that yesterday, or the day before. I said, see what could happen. And I said, do you remember last Christmas? Christmas Eve we went shopping. Christmas Eve evening, Boris cancelled Christmas. Yeah, so I've just kind of like, you know, tried to prepare for what might be inevitable. I think it must be about 7 years ago. I used to spend a lot of time on Facebook, and I joined a few groups. I joined a Flat Earth group, and it was just like a, what do you call it, a meme? You know, like a picture with words on it, you know. And it was kind of like saying about, what do they call it? Like, not wildlife, no, park reserve. A reserve. I think it was for tigers somewhere, and it goes on for miles and miles and miles. Nevertheless, on the perimeter of this reserve is electric fencing, you know, barriers so that the tigers or the lions cannot escape. But because it's such a vast landscape, the lions or the tigers, they don't actually feel like they're trapped. They don't feel like they're in a cage, you know? And that kind of like come to my mind last week. But for us, for everybody, it's just, I just get the, you know, I can feel it. I've got a sense that, you know, this place is, well, it's definitely a panopticon prison. Prison for your mind. It's definitely that. But, you know, like, but it is. You know, it absolutely is. It's in the fabric of absolutely everything. It's in everything. That this is a container. We are contained. Even though we're very small on the plane, it's still a container, you know. And as you know, I've been, like, you know, watching people intently the last couple of weeks. And although, you know, I noticed that you have different characters of people. But, you know, for as many different characters that there are, there's another 100,000 of them exactly the same all over the world, you know. You know, they all have the same knowledge base, you know. I mean, we just think like globes, you know, the globe, globers, you know. Everybody says the same thing, you know, the same thing. Doesn't matter what they say, but they all say the same thing, you know. I mean, they may sort of prioritise different arguments, and so if you have a conversation with these people, the order of which they'll argue with you will be different every time you have an argument with a glober. But, you know, it's kind of like 1 to 20 arguments, but every person will just say it in a different order. You know, it's just the same. But then I see that with everything, you know, with people. You know, you've got your class system, and they talk about things. You know, like if you're a peasant, you tend to talk about things that are not right with the world. But like if you're kind of like middle class, well, you know, you're talking about the economy, or, you know, you're talking about, you know, politics, like ethical politics, I mean, if there's such a thing. But then, like, if you're upper class, then, you know, it's just a completely different conversation. But again, you know, in each of those domains, they all talk about the same thing within their domain. You know, it's always the same. It's just always the same, never any different. It doesn't, regardless of what colour, size people are, what's the word? Or gender. But it's just all the same. And I'm like, I can't actually see if there's a person there, you know. I can't see an identity outside of their mind that just spews out everything that it's been taught to spew out, you know. They all just do the same thing. And I just can't find. I mean, like, if I were to watch a movie, you know, the actors would have to show something of themselves, you know, to be unique. So I don't know. I mean, how many people have acted like Hamlet? You know, and each one of those actors have tried to put their own spin on it. You know, try to like make it real by them adding something to it that is unique to them and hasn't been taught to them and isn't part of the script. You know, it could be a mannerism, you know, it could be feigning, you know, or something. But apart from that extreme, day to day, people, I do not see anything in them at all. Nothing. It's just replication of thought and speech. Yeah, so I just noticed that, and that's kind of what made me think about, you know, the whole prison thing, you know. Still not remembering. Maybe if I start driving. Can I go home yet? 6 hours. I think I've got another hour till I can leave. Oh, of course. Yeah, of course. So I'm just sticking with, you know, the perspective that, you know, this is the real world and everything's real, blah blah blah. And the history of mankind. Right, I saw a poster, which I can't really describe it to you. It's some kind of a technical advertisement. But what you had is what it kind of looked like a circuit board, except it was kind of like a reddy purple colour, and it was kind of like there were like rectangular bits cut out of it, kind of thing. To the extent that it almost looked like a swastika, almost, you know. But the top of it kind of like phased out of focus, and then above that was like a cloud or a mist or something like that. So I don't know if it was kind of like data cloud to hardware kind of thing or something like that. I just just can't remember. You know, I'm not explaining it very well either. But anyway, it just stuck in my head. I don't know why. It just stuck in my head. And then, you know, something just clicked in my head. I mean, Brian. And I'm like, oh. So, I think this is what happened before. The world is like it is now. A long time ago. And it became advanced. Very advanced. As we can see by architecture left behind. And as what they're trying to do now, and is their agenda for our future, it was done in the past. And what they did is they bound humanity to metals kind of thing. Oh yeah, Star Trek, the Borg, you know, Star Trek, the Borg, like that. But then it also fused, the people also fused with nature itself via, you know, that kind of like Borg. In that way, you know, there was an interface, I think. So like now, like today, everyone's getting vaccinated, everyone's getting shit pumped into their body. Now, you know, that is going to be the binding agent or the building blocks in the future to be able to incorporate. It's the word cybernetics. You know what I mean, right? Into the human body, you know, as they did in the past. And like, you know, when like on Flat Earth British and associated channels, when like they've done like a Google Earth view of huge expanses of land being in a grid system. That's exactly what happened, you know. I'm struggling. Pain doesn't help. It's to get us to the stage of the ghost in the machine. You know, try another way, try another way. Okay. it's data mining. That's what's actually going on. It's all about data mining. Call them the Phoenicians, whatever. I call them bastards. But it's data mining. Data mining. The whole setup of everything is to gather information from us. And in the past, they did it in a very physical way. And the reason that the data mining is because they're trying to undo what's been done, which is where we live in a volume of water that's kind of like mixed up with matter, you know. They want to undo it. They don't know how to. But they have a way, and it's still going on. So I'd say, like, you know, the end of the last reset, which I think or maybe not the last reset. Well, it's difficult to say because there's, you know, there's like three kinds of reset, isn't there? You've got a minor reset, a major reset, and a total reset. It's hard which one. Well, I guess it's a major one. So the last major reset, before it actually happened, all humanity had been interfaced into, like, Borg, if you like, just machines, but actually interfaced, static, not moving, you know, just like glue in. And it's like ghost in a machine. Their bodies were removed from them and stacked and used as energy plants to keep the whole thing running. Oh, it's so difficult. So I could simplify it. I've had 4 Nurofen and it still hurts, you know. When you've got trillions of bones all over the world, and, you know, stuck all together in a certain way to generate electricity. You have to ask, who did that? Because if it's trillions, surely you'd need trillions to like bury them all and put them all like that kind of thing. But of course that doesn't work, does it? The more you think about it, it doesn't work. And it wasn't trillions of people that did it. What you had is a slow progression of all humanity being dehumanized and roboticized. And as that was a gradual transition, you know, like maybe people get to a certain age and they decide, no, that's it, maybe I'm old or something like that, I want to obviously with the promise of eternal life, say, no, it's okay, we can encase your soul in a machine, and you know, we can plug you into the earth, into these buildings, it could be, you know, churches or whatever. And so everybody with the promise of eternal life goes for it, you know, they go for it. And who knows, even they may have even had a virtual world once they were plugged in, so they're not only just like functional and maintenance of the machine, of the whole system, but they've got a fake life that they live forever, kind of thing, you know. So that's what I think, you know, that's why, you know, like some of the catacombs like are turned into like shrines and stuff like that. It's a careful and meticulous job. Let's try another way. Try another way. I don't take anything for granted anymore. I don't think a tree is just a tree, you know, I don't think a car is just a car. I just don't take anything for granted in that way. I don't assume anymore, you know. So you know, the whole thing about men and women getting together and having kids, and then passing on their experiences and their knowledge onto their kids, right? I mean, that's a process. Okay, seems benign. Everybody assumes everything's okay with that, and it's not a problem, and it's all good. But this is their world, full of lies and deceit and deception. So for us it's made to look good. What I see is data transfer, an accumulation of information. So like if my wife and I had kids, everything about us would be in those kids, because we've passed on, hence the word Lee's passed on, he's no longer with us. Passed on. So it's about the accumulation of data, and the firstborn is what they really want. They don't want the secondborn. The secondborn's a backup. Okay. I kind of have a picture. So I mean, if you thought of a glass fish tank, except it's more like double glazing. You know, it's not like that. You know, it's like that in the width of the tank, you know. But if you turn it around so you're sort of like looking at the face and not the edge, and you've got all like sediment or something at the top, something like that, or maybe like information or data or just something, and then you stick humanity into that. So just say you've got like a family tree, if you want, but it goes on the opposite way. Like family trees, they start off singular and end up plural, and then as time goes on there's more and more and more of them. But this is the other way round, because what they're trying to do is to gather all of the data that they need, all the information that they want to use to get rid of that stuff in the water, which is kind of like below. And we've been made of that stuff, or imprisoned in that stuff, to filter it, to contain it. So what's going on is, it's kind of like, it's a weird picture to explain, but if you think of a family coming down to like a firstborn, instead of having many, you've now only got one that contains all of the information. That's how it works, right? And then they get it all into like, it all comes down to like an upside down crown, or a cage, gold kind of thing. They want to bring all of the sediment into these cages. I have a picture of like 4 or 3 or 4 different cages halfway down this tank, and the sediment is going into it like that, which is what they want to do. And then they want to pull those cages down and contain them at the bottom of the tank, and the result is the water is no longer contaminated with us and matter. That's the end game. And that's what they've done before. That's why all of the mining, because for the metals, the metals, if you think how many trillions of people there were to make them, is the word cybernetic? You know, to do that, can you imagine the amount of metal that you need, the ore that you would need to do that? And then, of course, we know on Flat Earth British, this place turned into a quarry in the past. That's the reason. That's why they needed all of the metal, for that reason. And the reason that the land has thousands and thousands of square miles of grid systems in the middle of nowhere. Is for that reason. Is for that reason. Now, as if something went wrong with that plan, or they couldn't pull it off, it didn't work or whatever, well, that's why you got a cataclysm, a mud flood or whatever, you know, to start it all over again, right? Because where in the past humanity may have been free to think, in this reset, nobody's free to think. They're disabled from thinking. The tools they're given to think is actually an illusion. They won't help you think, because those tools won't allow you to think outside of the box. The thinking, the tools, is the box, and that's it, because they want us to solve the problem. That work? Did I explain that well enough? Cold now. Yeah, so I mean, if you just look at your life today, the world how it is today, you know, what's actually going on, it's exactly the same thing. You know, we're just probably quite a way off from a reset. You know, I don't think there's an interface with robotics and humans. You know, I mean, I think they can attach things to limbs, but you can't bind metal to flesh yet. But that's where it's going. That's where it's going. Everything's set up for it. I mean, I think I've said before on a VanaVlog, you know, if the world government was truly the servants of all mankind, they get together to discuss how to make us live forever, to cure all diseases, etc., etc. But no. They don't do that. They do the opposite. They harm. They kill. They start wars. They set man against man, man against woman, father against son. I mean, if they know what I know, maybe they think, well, this is the best that we can do. You know, we can stop this process from continuing. And it's like, let's all go green. But then, you know, I mean, that was probably a promise in the, you know, at the last reset. You know, why don't we, you know, become roboticized, you know, and interface with the earth, we'll change the earth as well, the ground beneath our feet, and we can interface with it, you know, and then we've gone green. You know, it's there, it's there. It's in the words that they use. You know, they've got no intention of everybody going off grid and living an independent, free life. They're completely against that. You know, completely. But it's data mining. That's all it is. They're trying to get rid of matter. And we're bound into it to find the solution of either containment or destruction of all matter. Because nobody knows this, that's why they just carry on, just, you know, just replicating what their parents do, what their friends do, what the television tells them to do, what the school tells them to do. You know, completely oblivious. Yeah, talking about what am I going to have for dinner tonight? What did you have for dinner last night? Did you see that on TV? My mate's going to divorce his wife. Blah, 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 blah. Lots of things to talk about, but nothing to say. No, nothing. Which is why I struggle sometimes. I'm thinking, though, are they just like artificial intelligence? Well, I mean, their intelligence is an artificial intelligence, obviously, because it's part of the system. The system made them intelligent with their information. It's not people's information. It's learned information, so it's not their information. It's, their knowledge, their intellect is based on that only, which is why everybody is just so similar. But because of that, I find it hard to see if there is actually an identity within these bodies. I really can't tell. I mean, you know, I've sort of like, you know, pushed the wife on kind of, you know, sort of like trying to find out if is there anybody there? Is there anybody there? And I still don't know. I honestly don't know. Because the only answers I ever get are the same answers I ever hear from anybody else. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, along with, oh, things are starting to come back now, this is good. Yeah, along with, oh, it's gone. What the fuck? It's the pain, guys, it's the pain, you know, it's just constant throbbing. It's like there's a knife in my back, my shoulder, and it's cold. Okay, so like back to non-reality then. On to non-reality. And you know, this is all an illusion, it's a lie. Something that keeps coming up is something similar to what me and Martin were discussing at the beginning of the year. About this place and what it really is, outside of all the bullshit we've been told. Which is, we're fish. We breathe water and air like fish do. Everything above is water and everything below is earth. Like a fish tank. But what Martin was saying, in between the two there's a membrane, which I guess you could say it's like atmosphere or something like that. That's where we are, you know, but it's like a membrane in between the two. And what keeps coming up recently in lots of different ways, it's like, if you can imagine the surface of water and you've got ripples, or like, do you remember that vlog I uploaded where you had someone with a Tibetan bowl full of water, and as they moved the gong thing around the rim, it bubbled like fizzy pop. It's a vibration and it's on the surface, and I just keep getting that vision kind of thing. I'm inclined to think that we're the water, in fact, and the matter thing is the enemy. But in this illusion, everything's swapped round the other way. So what's really happening is, like, all of us that are awake, we're like a volume of water, but like there's like sound or a manipulation or frequency or something hitting the surface of that water, and the whole volume feels it. You know, they can feel the ripples of these frequencies. I'm looking for that phone. I think I found it. Yeah, so passed on, you know. Why do they say passed on? Now, you know, you've passed on all of your data of your life. And of course, it's not just you know, it's not just families. It operates in the same way in everything that you do. When you go to school, when you go shopping, when you go to work, and you interact with other people, you're exchanging data again, you know. But the thing is, it's a specific data. Obviously, if you look at the education system, it's specific. It's there to make you compliant, fearful, and replicators. End of story, nothing else. If I start talking to people outside of the box, they're like, you know, should they laugh? Should they run? Should they attack? You know, you never can tell, you know, when you talk to people. It is what it is. It's exactly as I'm explaining it. It is exactly for that reason. That's why these people can't, because they're like, what? What do you mean? What do you mean the Earth is flat? I never learned that at school. And even if the Earth wasn't flat, it doesn't matter. It could have been something else. If I went up to them and said, you're a fish. Sorry, you are a fish. Everything about you is like a fish. They'll be like, I don't sing, doesn't matter. What subject? You know? Non-curriculum subjects. So yeah, that's what's going on. You know, back to the whole thing about we don't move because we don't need to. In reality, and yet I think we're aware that there's a lot of movement going on. And that's our enemy. but it just came into my head that eventually she'll give in, she'll give up, she'll stop. I don't know why I say she, I don't know. But that's just how it came. We are immovable. You know the song, we shall not be moved? We shall not be moved. You know, a curious saying, wouldn't you say? But for me, it's just fucking typical, where they tell you exactly what's going on and what the truth is, you know. Yeah, I've just been kind of like bouncing around the illusion as if it's true, and you know, what's the storyline going on, you know. I've actually lost complete interest in women, you know. Like since my last VanaVlog, and I was saying like, I don't understand what this attraction thing is, you know. It's not a meditative, thoughtful, considerate judgment. In any way at all. You know, when I've looked at women in the past, you know, I just like them and don't know why. There is no explanation apart from the bullshit you're told at school, which is, oh, it's biology, it's chemical reactions. Or religious point of view, oh, it's love, it's true love. But then, you know, when I realised that this is all a lie, including myself, this is not me. And then I'm looking at the women and I'm thinking, well, that's not them either. And I'm thinking, well, it's coming from somewhere, the enemy obviously. So it's the physique, it's the thing itself. And as I said, I mean, I explained it better on my last post, you know. But now I'm just kind of like looking and thinking like, there's nothing now. There's nothing now. It's gone. That desire is gone. But I think because, you know, for me, if I think about it, that whole desire thing for women, it's like rape. Like, for me, to have those, to experience, for me to be put through that kind of a experience when it's not something that I've actually chosen to want, it just happens, it's like rape. So, you know, it's kind of like that for me now. And so because of that, and I realise it's not me, it's not happening anymore, because now I know it's not me. It's fucking crazy. It's absolutely fucking freezing here in Chelsea at the moment. And there's like a guy outside in his front garden, like getting rid of as many leaves as he possibly can. It's not a very big garden. 10 foot by 10 foot. And he's got all kinds of like tools, scraping tools and putting it all in a bag. What is that? You know, reminds me of yesterday. I was just thinking about, you know, every day I get up and I go to work. I'm miserable and I'm doing everything that I don't want to do every day. And I'm like, how did my life come to this? You know, you've got the whole world. I could just get a backpack, fuck off. You know, just like anything. I could do anything, absolutely anything. Even right now, I could get out this van and never be seen again. You know, what's stopping me? And you know, and part of that, I've come to observe in reality, not this reality, is that because I'm contained in this place, my thinking is contained as well, or you know, certain avenues of thought are forbidden. And I keep noticing it. I keep finding myself in a situation, I'm thinking, why do I not know the answer to this question? And why can I not think further than I already have? Why can't I think any further? What, you know? But I just sensed, you know, there's blocks in place. You know, I just thought, you know, when I was talking about, you know, the previous reset and the interface with human and matter, you know, what if that is, what if we're currently now interfaced as I was describing before the last major reset, and then there wasn't a reset. We're still there, you know, and all this is just part of the system. Yeah, that's just a random thought, by the way. I can't believe this guy, man. It's like dustpan and brush and like a hand rake. He's putting it into the black dustbin bag, trash bag. It's freezing. And he's so meticulous. He's so completely anal. He's scraping up, like, you can hear it. Hold on. He stopped scraping. you know, it's like watching an Asimov movie. You know, where you got sort of like an archaic kind of like android, sort of like, you know, moving slowly and awkwardly. You know, just nothing there, just executing a program. That's supposed to be a human being, human fish. How is it possible? He's smiling now. He's happy with what he's done. He's smiling. And to my left, there's like a block of flats, and there's a guy putting sealant on the corners of windows, on the edges of windows. It's ridiculous. You know, what is he doing? You know, what are you doing, mate? What are you doing? You could be in Barbados right now. You could be shagging your wife. You could be taking your cat for a walk. They do that in France. They actually have cat leads and collars, and they take their cats for walks. You could be walking a cat, you know, but like, he's out there in the cold. Putting more sealant. It's not his place. He's a worker. He's doing the whole block. It's just so ludicrous. Things I see now that always seem so normal, I'm just looking at them, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, you know, over the years, as we've kind of like, you know, pulled this illusion apart, you know, like all the promises of it, all the expectations of it, all, you know, how it's all lies, how it's all deceit and everything like that. You know, now, you know, the whole place has become completely ridiculous. But because people maintain this place and keep it going, and they're part of the system, and then, you know, so now I kind of like look at people in perspective of the system, and it's completely ridiculous. The way everything is just completely ridiculous. Completely. And now people, they're just ridiculous. Even down to like the clothes that they wear, you know, it's all similar. Oh, it's American, isn't it? The clothing culture of Britain now is American clothing culture. Hoodies, tracksuit bottoms, jeans. Have another smoke. It's what happens, you know, we don't do VanaVlogs very often, you know, it's just like, you know. So now in Britain, from like Monday this week, the media has now started to attack non-vaxxers, saying that they're selfish, irresponsible. They've stopped short of calling them murderers, but they have said killers. So, and these are liberals, you know, liberals. I'm just watching like people jogging up and down. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You know? Uh-oh. Get back in a sec, hold on. It's got to move. Parking warden. I wonder, like, you know, when they get home, you know, and they've like, oh, you know, I've done like 30 parking tickets today, penalties. If they like jack themselves off, you know, if I get 40 tickets, I'll fucking jack myself off when I get home, you know. But if it's under 25, then no, nothing. I mean, what motivates these bastards, you know? I've done that. Sorry. Hope she can lip read. On 1 o'clock. Can't I go home now? 1 o'clock. Fucking hell, I could actually park here. Yeah, like watching these people jog. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? They'll probably say like, oh, I want you to keep fit, you know, good to be fit, keep healthy. And I'll be like, why? So, well, I'll live longer if I'm healthy. Well, that's not true. And number two, you're going to die anyway. What is the point? What is the actual point? Is it because everybody else does it? Or there's people that you like that do it, and so you want them to like you, so you do it as well. And what is the fucking point? There's no point. There's absolutely no point to it. I mean, you might have a medical exception, you know, you would have to do it, but I very much doubt that every jogger I see is doing it for an exceptional reason. Truly, everything is so completely pointless in life. It's completely pointless. Now, even if I was born into wealth, you know, it doesn't matter what I would achieve in life, I'm going to die. What is the point? What is the point, you know? And, you know, that's the kind of, when I was talking about stillness, how we are stillness. We don't need to move. We don't need to do anything. And it's because I'm aware of that I can see the absurdity in all movement, in all actions of humanity, you know. And yeah, I mean, you know, the architecture that we look at, yeah, it's quite impressive, and you know, we're somewhat curious. How did they do that? But beyond that, who gives a fuck? You know, you're gonna die, so who gives a fuck? What is the point? You know. I mean, I'm just arguing from, you know, the world's mentality and how they think and what they think is important and what is worth doing and what isn't worth doing. You know, I'm just going along with that kind of thinking. I mean, they obviously do not ask themselves that question. And if they did, I guess the only answer that they would have is, well, you know, I've got to pass it on before I pass on. And that's the meaning of life. To pass on all of my knowledge and my wealth and my looks. I'm like, really? I mean, people are insane, right? They are. Everything they do is insanity and pointless. You know, they're doing stuff. I mean, I'm watching some construction workers now, and they're deconstructing scaffolding. And I was here about a month ago, and they were putting up the scaffolding, and now they're taking it down. What, can I go home? Can I go home? 6, 7. Do I have to wait till 2 o'clock? Is it 2 o'clock? Samples. I have got to pick up some sample bottles for tomorrow. Does that count? I was just looking for that phone again. I'm like, where's the phone? What is the point in me doing a VanaVlog? Because you're going to die. When I'm doing a VanaVlog, I'm not contributing to the system. I'm not interacting with Yes, I'm using technology, but you know, I'm not for the system. I'm not just trying to continue the status quo of which everybody is happy to just accept. And you know, and I now know that, you know, there are people like Flat Earth British that I need to interact with. You know, I need to I pass on the knowledge. It's just not the same thing. I know it sounds like the same thing, but it's just not the same thing at all. It's not the same thing. I mean, I've read. I mean, since my channel went down, I thought to myself, oh, you know, now what I need to do with my backup channel is I need to like remember all of my subs and like do a comment on their latest vlog, and I say like, hi, it's Lee Fat of British sub 2, and then because thousands of people watch my subs videos, you know, so I thought, well, yeah, you know, I should do that, you know, as a way to sort of like get back 1,000 subscribers. Why did I tell you that? Oh, I just thought it was a crafty way to do it, you know, sort of like, you know. I haven't passed on, guys. I've still yet more. It's like, you know, king and queen thumb, you know. You know, if they've got a daughter or a son, I'm not sure. I'll have to check with Martin. You know, but you know, one day, you know, the Queen will pass on her crown, and the King pass on his crown. You know, to their, you know, it's all there, guys. It's all there. You know, royalty, you know, the honouring, the knighthoods, the passing on. Yeah, so like, you know, one day the Queen might watch one of my VanaVlogs and think, my gosh, I'm going to give him an estate in Buckinghamshire, you know, and then she will pass on that estate to me, you know, thinking that I would be worthy to continue and maintain. You know, it's everywhere, guys. It's everywhere in everything. It's the same thing. It's fucking data theft. I don't think this VanaVlog's going very well at all. So like, I watched Martin's last vlog, you know, and again, he's saying, you know, like, your vibration, keep your vibration up, you know, they want to put you on a bad vibration, you know. I mean, the last couple of weeks, either I've had a bad vibe, or I just had no vibe. I've been vibeless. But you know, these people that, you know, I'm watching and talking about the insanity of everything that they do, completely pointless and everything. But, you know, in proper context, you know, it's if they're there, if there's somebody there or not, I'm not entirely sure. But you know, if they are there, well, it's not them anyway. You know, it's not them. It's this thing that's our enemy. It's manifesting the show, and via belief and faith, everybody thinks that it's real. But even if, you know, they believe that it's real and they act insanely and live a ridiculous life, at the end of the day, there is no day and there is no life, and it's not happening. So I can't really sort of like judge them and say, like, you know, you're really fucking stupid. Do you even think about what you're doing? Because it's not them, is it? You know, it's not them doing it. They think they are, but they're not. Like, I think I'm sitting here talking, but I'm not. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to pause, I think. I'm running out of power. Yeah, my cable isn't long enough to reach. I don't know, maybe it looks better like that. I don't know. Oh, forgot. I suppose anyone's got like millions of cash, they could like PayPal me, you know. Just thought I'd ask. For free, of course. I mean, there must be somebody with millions thinking like, oh, what the fuck, you know, Lee's just told me my life is completely fucking pointless. I'm thinking about it. It doesn't matter how much money I've got. It doesn't make it any more relevant, you know. I'll just give it to Lee then. You know, pass it on, you know. Pass it on and pass on. Oh, I can't do that yet, can I? What? 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, maybe 2:30. Other thing about this place, guys, you know, looking at the architecture, the Phoenicians all over it. We're not from here. You know. interface. Strange word, you know. You know, this process is going to go on and on and on and on and on and on until finally they achieve what I've said. Into your face, into your face. I was talking to a guy, I had to work with a guy a couple of weeks ago, and he's woke, you know, in the sense that he's awake. You know, he knows what's going on, not to the extent we do, but you know, the government and Agenda 21 and the lies and the vaccines and blah and everything else, you know, he's totally up on it. And I said to him, like, you know, if they eventually sort of, no, I didn't say that, no, I was saying to him, I said, look, I don't know what to do. I've got absolutely no idea what to do. You know? I said, I started prepping a bit, but, you know, I just, you know, I don't know what to do, you know, I just... And neither did he. He didn't know either. He didn't know what to do. He said, like, if, you know, if there's like, if everything goes to shit, he said, oh well, he'll just like break into the, you know, the local supermarket and get everything that he needs. And I said, well, yeah, you know, you can do that maybe for 6 months, but you know, there's going to come a point there's going to be no food left. You know, there's going to be no food left. So I said, what are you going to do then? And he's like, oh, when you think about it. I can see, you know, that he's blocked, you know. He's got the same intent as us. You know, but he's like, but I'm the same in that particular regard to that subject. But I could see it, you know, I could see him like, trying to get it. I'm like, I don't know. It's just then made me think about my own blocks, you know. But of course, you know, it's because it's an illusion, because it's not true. You know, if this world was real, and I was real, I could probably do anything, really. I could probably do absolutely anything. But because it isn't real, I can't. And that's the bottom line, you know. That's what's at the bottom of the line. It's not actually real. And for me to sort of like try to be free and live as one would expect, it just wouldn't be possible, because it's not real, you know. It's finite. It's finite, for want of a better word, you know. even though right now I feel cold, and that seems very, very real. And I could be forgiven for momentarily thinking that it was real because I feel cold, you know. But you know, this life itself, it's impossible. It's impossible to change it because it's an illusion. But I'm real. You know, I would like to fix things. But of course I can't. I can't actually do that because it's not really happening. So you can see why it's like confusing and frustrating at the same time. And you know, if you really do believe that this is all real, and you thought like I do, you'd go insane. You'd go insane. You say, there's just no reason. Why has it gone off? I'm going to have to stop. I was talking to a director of a water company yesterday, like for a job interview. He's asking me, like, why do I want to leave my job, you know? I said there's several reasons, but you know, but one of them that I said to her, I said, well, every day I have to, when I arrive at site, I have to ring up my manager to discuss what I'm going to do, and then before I leave site, I have to phone up my manager and then beg to go home and ask if there was anything else they want me to do before they let me go home. She said, well, we don't micromanage at our firm. We're not like that. You know, I thought micromanage. It's bullying. It's bullying. What's micromanage mean? Yeah, before my laptop stopped working, you know, I got really fed up of doing those picture vlogs with music and that. I'm like, oh, you know, I've got to I can't do something else, you know, I'll do something else. You know, on my old channel, on my band channel, my last VanaVlog, oh, it's gone. You know, in the city of London, where am I going? In the city of London, I am now quite convinced that many of the, what did John Levi call them? State buildings, government buildings, were actually ships. Especially when you kind of like have a bird's eye view and look down about, you know, how all the roads are like laid out, you know. Like is it the Champs-Elysees? You know, when you look at that. The Arc de Triomphe. You know, it's kind of like a centre point where all the ships kind of like congregated, kind of thing, and that's why the roads were so wide. Because that's how they all got into place, you know, like that Monty Python movie, the bankers, the investment bankers, you know, looking out the window and there's like this big bank looking like a ship sort of like going past outside the windows, exactly like that. And you know, remember with the catacombs, yeah, they were now, yeah, they're below ground, but when they were built, they were above ground. Oh, I like the effect there. Emanating light. Like a pixel light. You know what I should do? What I should do is try and find some private land, you know, that's got like a track on it where you can drive round. Yeah, get completely smashed out of my skull, and then do a VanaVlog. You know, just going round and round and round all day. You know, I should do that. You know, all the things that I say, you know, it's not exact. It's just like the inexplicable. I'm trying to explain the inexplicable, and I'm trying to prove that the inexplicable is reality and it's true. I mean, what? Like for what? If like let's just say, like in the future, they invent virtual reality glasses for babies. And so everything the baby sees is an illusion. And then a baby becomes a toddler, and then a junior, and then the makers, they warned, you know, they're saying like, well, we thought it was safe, you know, and we said that this was the best thing for your babies. But you know, it's been a few years now. I'm afraid that there's a problem. So you can't actually remove these glasses from your child. They'll go blind, and they'll have a psychotic breakdown and become suicidal. So you must keep the glasses on. And then one day you think, well, my child doesn't really see the world as it really is, you know? Only sees through these glasses that have like a virtual reality, you know, like bunny rabbits jumping around, flying elephants, or whatever. And then you think, I need to explain to my child, because he's 18 now, or she's 18 now, that there's no such thing as flying fucking elephants. or you know, pink bunnies jumping around on the road and on the pavement. It's actually virtual reality. It's not actually real. How do I explain that? Well, it's the filth, up to no good, as usual. It's not even that simple. I mean, it's like the kid trying to explain to the parents who could never have those glasses, because the way the technology works is you have to have them from being a baby, you know, like, I don't know, 4 months old. You can't, as an adult or over the age of 4 months, start wearing these glasses for some whatever reason. And so it's like the kid trying to explain what the world looks like in his or her eyes to the parents, in fact. It's like that. Is the heater working here? Freezing. That one? Actually, that's not very warm. I was just thinking when Martin was talking about a vlog about a month ago, he's saying that I'm sure he said it. That it's now actually possible to harvest gold from your shit. No, it's just that principle again, you know, of like mining out of you, you know, just window up, window down. Yeah, so every morning now, I'm just, when I groan, as soon as I wake up, I'm like, oh. But I'm just at the point now where I'm like, when is this going to end, you know? I know I'm just observing, and I'm like, when is this going to stop? When will this stop? I'm not, you know, going to interact with this anymore. I'm not going to facilitate it. I'm not going to let it dictate to me who and what I am. But yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting now. Just waiting. I think last month there was like some like old people in the hospital. Just walking down the corridor, daughter or something, you know, an appointment. They look really, really old, haggard, like, you know, like that. And I'm just looking, and I'm like, that's faith, that's belief, you know, that's, you've done that to yourself. I mean, me, you know, when I look in the mirror, which I don't very often, but, you know, sometimes I get curious. And I just look and I laugh. I'm like, fuck off. You expect me to believe that? Just fucking, you know, hair getting whiter, skin sagging, hair diminishing. I'm just like, but you know, it's bollocks. It's complete bollocks, you know. And you know, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. And you know, I run around with everybody else in their 20s or their 30s. I'm nothing like 52 years old at all, you know? And people are amazed, you know, they're amazed, you know, the speed, my agility, you know, to climb things, get into things, catch things, and they're like, wow, like that. It just makes me laugh. I know it's bollocks, it's just complete bollocks. So I wonder if, like, blind people, do blind people generally live longer than sighted people? And are blind people more virile than sighted people? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was true. Although I'm not sure it would be, because, you know, if you're blind, you can still feel the cold, you can still feel pain, well, I mean illusions. You can still feel pain, still feel tired, still feel hungry. And then if you've got some kind of like verbal fucking shit in your ear saying like, you're getting old, you're getting old, you're getting old, then yeah, I guess even a blind person could believe and have faith and then die as a result. I mean, you know, in life you've got like that hidden resistance, you know? Have you noticed that? You know? There's a hidden resistance, things that you want to do, but just things just keep happening to stop you from doing it. And this resistance is kind of like the filth, like the police, forcing you to conform. And I just, you know, I just wonder to myself as I'm just waiting for this all to fucking end, if my absence because, you know, I'm in a particular spot, I'm in a particular family, I'm in a particular job, I'm in a particular geographical situation, you know, and all the data transfer and everything like needs to be happening. But of course I'm giving out the wrong fucking data, aren't I? You know, I'm going against the system. I'm pulling all of the data apart and just saying that no, it's bollocks, no, it's not true, no, it's a lie, no, it's not real. But you know, I'm not getting any resistance. You know, that resistance thing. I'm not talking about people. You know, that kind of exterior thing that you can't quite put. You can't point at it and say, look, that's what fucking stopped me. Because the resistance is behind circumstances. It's behind people. It's you know, whatever the method it was to stop you from doing something, it's not the method, it's the thing behind it, you know, which I'll call resistance. Gosh, I can just see it on people's faces. It's complete bewilderment. They're like, why is my life not fucking working? You know, like people waiting at a bus stop. It's freezing today. You know, they're there like, ooh, with bewildered look on their face, like, oh my gosh, I hate getting a bus. Why can't I have a car? You know, why is it that in my life I can't drive, or you know, why? All these circumstances in my life that I can't have a car and I have to take a bus. And I think all I want to do is get a car or a bike or a motorbike. Shit, the window's closed. I'm just going to go, oh, thank you. yeah, I mean, this whole genetics thing, it's always been going on, you know, it's all part of the plan. Like this morning, because I work in hospitals, I know there is no coronavirus in hospitals. I had to go to a particular room. The room was called a cut up room. And you're like, cut up? Does that mean like cut up? Like bits of body shit. I got to the room, and yes, it was. Yes, you know, like if you like, you get like all these like glass, what do they call them, vials or jars. You know, like full of stuff that's been extracted from human fish. From human fish. For whatever reason. And this entire lab, with all of their equipment and everything, they're testing all of these different bits, internal bits of people, and I'm like, fucking, you know, what are they up to? You know, what on earth are they up to? Why did I tell you that? Oh yeah, genetics. Yeah, it's all that. And then that other company I worked for, behind St Pancras Station, about 12 floors underground, there's a lab. Where they do experiments on mice. You know, just terrible, brutal, horrible experiments, you know. But it's all geared against the same, for the same purpose as every reset before, you know. I mean, I just really, really hope I mean, I know this is an illusion for lots and lots of reasons. It's impossible for this to be real because it doesn't even obey its own rules. It doesn't exist by its own rules, you know. You put two and two together, you should get a result, and you don't. And there's no reason for it. And there isn't any reason for it. But you know, anyway, I'm just hoping that, you know, we're not survivors that got integrated into the machine in a true reality, you know. I'm just hoping. But, you know, thinking about it, when it comes down to everything being a lie, the two things aren't dissimilar, which is a bit concerning. But, you know, even if that's true, it's not something that can't be undone. It can't be undone. What? It's not something that can't be undone. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. Yeah, it can't be. It's not something that can't be undone. It can be undone. I mean, even now, I mean, we're not nowhere near the stage. I don't. Well, at least I'm aware of. You know, where you can combine metal and flesh. But when it comes to sort of like manipulating the flesh and controlling it through alchemy and surgery, you know, the fact that that's possible, I mean, not even at that advanced stage yet of human cyborgage. Well, you know, so it can be undone, so it's not that bad, even if it's true. But I don't think it's true. I really do think that we are some kind of god, because we, you know, the first time I said it years ago, you know, we don't need to move. You know, I instinctively knew that I don't need to move. And the fact that I'm observing the fact that I'm given the illusion of observing proves the point that I don't move. Sorry, observing movement. It proves the point. I don't move. I do not move. And lots of you have instinctively knew it as soon as I said it. And no one's come back at me since then and said, like, sorry Lee, you're talking out of your illusionary arsehole. Nobody. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure that's what's happened in the past. Or, you know, a previous scene, a previous show, in all of this data mining. COVID. COVID. What? Am I in the wrong lane? Bollocks. Thank you, kind sir. Kind fish. Kind fish for letting me in. You know, it's difficult to talk about stuff these days, you know, guys. Of course, I mean, I haven't watched any vlogs for like a week, so like nothing's fresh in my mind. Yeah, but I'm willing to bet the whole vaccination thing is something to do, you know, with changing our physical makeup. What? God, am I home yet? What? I just can't get home early anymore. I hope I get my new job. So I spoke to the director of a new company, and then she wanted me to speak to the main supervisor, who's based in Birmingham, and then like a telephone interview, and then if I get through that, then I can speak to the southern supervisor face to face, who just happens to live very near me. And then hopefully, you know, I'll be able to start my new job. And I can get home early again, which would be nice. I don't know if I told you my last VanaVlog. I think I did. You know, about like time doesn't exist. There's only now. That's it. There is only now. And I can't really describe the result, but time, well, not this week and not really last week, but before then, time was doing some really weird shit. I mean, just like really weird. Like 5 hours has gone within an hour, you know. And there was some other like really like weird stuff that and people around me being puzzled as well, couldn't make any sense of it, because like things were happening that couldn't happen unless somehow time was manipulated or something like that, you know. I'm just trying to think of it. I can't think of examples right now. I can't remember right now. But I certainly was trying to apply it. So like driving home, I'm like, oh, you know, I've got half an hour till I get home. And I'll say to myself, you know, that's bollocks, right? You know, you're already home. You know, or you've never been home, or you've always been driving this van, but you've never reached home. Or you actually are at home right now in bed, or you know, just going on and on and on and on. I'm fucking relentless to maintain and find my now in the now, to refute the illusion of time and movement, you know? And yeah, I mean, fucking shit was happening, man. So I'm surprised I can't remember. I remember one, but it's not a very good one, but it was one of a few. And it's, you know, I don't believe in coincidence. And as I said a few years ago, well, I mean, you know, Martin says, you know, we are cutting edge. You know, Flat Earth British and associated channels. There is nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Oh shit. Yeah, and you know, and I said a few years ago that, you know, you can't do what's been done before and hope for a different result, because many people have tried or succeeded and done the same thing, but the result is always the same thing. You know, it's never a different outcome. So, you know, Flat Earth British, we have, like, okay, sorry, distraction. Yeah, it's got to be something completely new, something completely different. You know, all the rules, you know, have to be broken. You know, it's got to be unique, because everyone that has passed on have passed on, which means whatever they said, whatever they did, didn't work. So why would you repeat it? You know, so I said, Flat Earth British, you've got to be completely different. You've got to completely got to break the rules, which is what we've done ever. It's what we do, you know? I don't know what it is, but this week, like, it's like people want to die. They like just walk in front of me when I'm driving, and cars just pull out. It's a bit mad. Maybe it's the vaccinations. Oh, this new company, you know, one of the other reasons I gave to the woman about why I wanted to leave is that I said I refuse to be vaccinated, and I work in the NHS hospitals, and by next year I'll be sacked because it will be mandatory. So I said I want to get out before that happens, and she said, well, our company said that, you know, to the employees that they should get vaccinated, and all but one said, you can fuck off, we're not getting vaccinated, we'll just get another job, we're not getting vaccinated. And the company respected that. Like, wow. Oh, and this morning on a major radio station, which I won't name because they're the bitches of Boris and the government, talks about flat Earth. And millions of people listen to this radio station worldwide. I was like, cool. I mean, I don't know if eventually the vaccine will, doesn't seem possible, but further stupefy people. You know, they might be more open to the concept of flat Earth and alternative thinking. When I say that, I don't mean that alternative thinking and flat Earth is stupid. I just mean that, you know, the psychological chains that world government has enslaved people with, I think could be broken by utter stupidity. You know, I do. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Because, you know, with faith and belief, you can convince yourself that something that isn't true is true. That's faith and belief. But I think if you can stupefy people further than they are, they wouldn't be able to convince themselves anymore through faith and belief. I mean, in a way, it's like a sword and a shield against truth, faith and belief. You know, you try to tell people the truth, they're either shields up or they're fucking in with the dagger, mate. I'm actually still talking, I can't believe it. I mean, it's another aspect of this, you know, all of the misery and pain and everything that we experience, which is a lie. It's just projected onto us, if you like. Now, is it the actual enemy? Kind of like saying, look, you know, we've got to stop this. You know, we've got to stop this melange, because this is what it feels like being like co-joined with you. You know, I just kind of like sort of like wondering about the motive behind all of this. Now, I think I'll take that back, you know, because, you know, ignorance is a foundation of this world system that we live in, you know, hiding and ignorance. So, you know, if you could be that much of a cunt to do that, you wouldn't feel compelled to explain as to why you were doing it, would you? So I take that back. I was just thinking, does everybody see the same thing? Yeah, I guess, I mean, I shouldn't be too concerned. I mean, I'm concerned because I'm like, you know, I can't get the answers. You know, I don't know exactly what it is that I do, but you know, I don't know how I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't know. I just am. I just do it. You know, I'm just not like anybody else. But in that regard, I'm not like anybody else, except Martin, maybe. I don't know. But to actually sort of like think, right, okay, so I've identified the problem, so now the solution is, and I'm like, I haven't got a solution. Which kind of makes me a bit anxious, because I'm like, oh, fucking hell, Lee. You know, maybe you shouldn't like say anything until like you've got the answer, and you know. But then, you know, I've got all you guys, you know. I mean, already over the years, my gosh, I mean, you know, things I've learned from all of you. I don't need to worry, really. I mean, I can actually sort of like be optimistic, think like, well, okay, someone will come up with the answer. So there's a scenario, so like, here we all are. In a world of lies. And 90% of everybody doesn't realise that. And when I say a world of lies, I mean everything is a lie. Everything. You know, there is not a single truth in this place. Right? Even religion, it's just lies. A whole lot of lies. And if you think about it, if you're going to like pull off living in a world of lies, you couldn't possibly allow a truth to enter it, could you? Because that would be the end. So that's the predicament we're in. I've got 2 cats, are they true? No. I'm married. Is it true? No. Am I here? No. Just everything's a lie. Okay. Problem number 2. To coin a phrase, you can't see for the lies. Sorry, you can't see a way out for the lies. Predicament 3. This is not happening. So if it's not happening, how is it that we're enslaved to something that isn't happening? Is there a 4th? Yeah, predicament 4. We have no knowledge of our true existence. It's been ripped from our theoretical school. So okay, so what's the answer then? Anyone? Anyone? Please? Please? How can this stop? That isn't actually happening. I mean, it's just... Yes, drugs and alcohol, that you know, but it hasn't worked thus far, and I don't think that it's going to work in the future if it hasn't worked by now. So no. I mentioned seams last year. I'm saying like in the fabric of existence. I can't quite remember why I said it, but I said I believed that Now I said there must be seams where everything's held together. You know, there's got to be like cracks in it or something like that. I was probably thinking about life being a show. in a sense, I found seams, you know, where I call bullshit. Wherever I call bullshit, that's a seam. Or Martin, wherever he calls bullshit, he's found a seam in this fake reality, or in reality. But, you know, how do you, you know, widen the seam? How do you widen it, or even get through it? You got that religious saying. It says like, trust God, have faith in God. You know, you look at your life and you see a mess, but what you don't see is that your life is a tapestry. But all you see is the underside. But God sees the top, the picture. Oh yeah, so like don't worry that your life looks like shit, because it's a beautiful tapestry to God. Oh, okay then. I'll just carry on in fucking misery then. Oh, and thanks. Anyway. So what about from that perspective, you know? It's like this illusion gives you the impression that you are the underside of a tapestry. No, gives you the illusion that you are the upper side. For fuck's sake. It's giving you an impression of yourself, saying that it's the top of a tapestry, when in fact it's actually the bottom of the tapestry. It's a complete fucking incomprehensible mess, you know? But I'm saying, no, this is not what we are, you know? We're not the underside of a fucking tapestry. We're not part of this shit that's going on here. This is fucking mayhem, you know? We would never choose to live this way, the way things are fucking going. We wouldn't do that, would we? You know, so I'm saying we're so much more than this weak-ass illusion. But, you know, I don't know how we can flip that shit over, you know? And I'm hoping I'm in the now, expecting somebody to give an answer. Be nice. scenario, it's become quite clear to me that our known world we're functioning to supply a different place. You know, there is somewhere here where people are living. You know, I'd say they were Phoenicians or controllers, and they're living the life of Riley, as they say. We are making it happen here. So maybe stuff being shipped out, maybe through, you know, living in houses with electricity in them, somehow feeding back energy off of us into undersea cables going to fuck knows where, beyond the Antarctic wall no doubt. You know, just in so many different ways. I mean, I can see that storyline going on, because there is absolutely no reason for industry in this storyline. There's just no need for it. There's no need. And of course religion will say, it's greed. Stop thinking about it. In fact, just stop thinking and just have faith and trust God, and everything will be okay after you've passed on. But no. All this industry, and when you look at it worldwide, what has been accomplished through a life of industry, your life, your dad's life, your great-great-great-grandfather's life, all industry, what has been achieved? Fuck all! Fuck all! When was the last time someone built a fucking St. Paul's Cathedral? When? Like never. So all this technology, all this industry, where's it all going, guys? It's not happening here. It's not happening here at all. There's nothing happening here. Like in England, the roads are absolute shit. They've got holes everywhere. You know, a few years you need a new suspension. It's that bad. Where's the industry? Where's the technology? Where's the nothing? Like all nothing. No achievements for hundreds of years. Well, maybe one or two have happened, but I don't know about them, or I've forgotten. But just one or two in like 200-300 years, really? Where's all this shit going? You know? You know, when they knock down what we call churches, or they knock down antiquitech buildings in capital cities all over the world and replace it with shit, glass and metal, what happens to all of the bricks, the limestone and all that lot? Where does it all go? Do they rebuild with it? Nope. So, you know, probably what's been happening, you know, all these antiquitech buildings that have been destroyed and are being destroyed, even as I speak, are actually just being relocated. But that's just a storyline in this fake imaginary world that I can see at the moment. why do I mention it? I don't know, maybe, you know, it's just another principle. Every lie is built upon a truth. Yeah, so definitely, you know, give the now thing a go, you know. So, like, number one, time is a human invention. Time is not universally agreed upon. Time cannot exist without movement. And if you know that you are still and you do not move, well, if you know that time doesn't exist, and if time doesn't exist, then neither can movement exist. Then you can't travel, you can't move, you can't go anywhere, you can't achieve anything. Nothing's going on. There's only you, and that's it. You know, just do what you like. Tell me to fuck off, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, give it a try. Just, you know, just see what happens. I mean, shit stuff happened to me. But it'd be nice if, like, it happened to others as well. As, like, you know, kind of like confirmation for me. Alright, mate, you? Yeah, alright, not working you too hard, are they? They're not working you too hard, are they? Oh, that's alright then. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah. Cool. Eh? Oh, I'll be alright when I get another job. Yeah, still looking, yeah. I've got something in the pipeline, but nothing certain yet, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Will do. You too, mate. What? No, I'm only picking up. Yeah. Back in a minute. Fuck's sake. Really? Oh. Fuck, so I could never get home early. Ka-chink, ka-chink. Right. Something that's done. Oh, do that thing. Right. Oh, I should have fucking sent that first. Bollocks. Hello mate, alright? Yeah, not bad, not bad. Yeah, tomorrow, what am I up to tomorrow? Am I at Chelsea or? Well, hold on, it says. Well, it says Croydon all day and Chelsea all day. Oh, right. Oh, right, okay. Oh, it says, it says nothing, it just says the job's on IBMS, but I didn't see anything on IBMS. Yeah, there's nothing. No. Yeah, I don't know if it's like, yeah. So, I mean, it's just like, I just want to know what sample bottles I need. Like, how many, or... Oh, okay. So I just get a box of 500ml and litres and just hope for the best then. Yeah, I guess. Alright mate. Alright, thank you. Cheers, thank you. Bye bye. What? Oh, right. Oh, fuck off! I'm English. I'm British. I'm flat Earth British sub. Well, 2. I'm flat Earth British sub 2 now. I just drove past my old company, the last one. They're mean, vicious bastards. They really are. I just drove past, and like up in their window, they've got this like Christmas nativity scene. I'm like, fuck off. You wouldn't know what Christmas was if it slapped you in the face, you know. Oh. Well, I'm going to get home and I'll have my laptop back, which is great. Yeah, I thought earlier, but then I forgot. If I did the lottery and I won, I'd say it's like a Euro lottery, so it's like 295 million. And then, you know, at that point, that's it. The world is mine. You know, what would I do? And what would be the point? Exactly. What would be the point? Buy a mansion, buy an aeroplane, whatever, and then what? I mean, just from the sense of, you know, one day I may stand before God and they say, what have you contributed to the world? I'm like, nothing. You know? I've been charitable a few times. You know? Now I'd have to say, God, that it was a complete fucking waste of time, my existence in your pithy little world. You know? And you know, and I thought, well, what? You know, what? I mean, you know, because I could like get into an argument and say like, well, for fuck's sake, right? You know, like fucking birthed me into a peasant family with a wicked mother, you know, and I didn't have a fucking hope in hell of ever achieving anything. And furthermore, you know, even if I was fucking Prince William or Prince Harry or Prince Charles, well, I still would have achieved fuck all. I mean, what has the Queen achieved in her life in the world? Fuck all. She just gets her picture plastered at every site that she opens forever, you know. But what did you do? What did you do, Miss Queenie? You know, did you save the British from poverty and hunger and starvation? No. Harry, no. Charles, no. William, no. Who else is rich? Bill Gates. And what have you done for the world? Computers. You know, I mean, it hasn't. I mean, computers hasn't made anyone's life better. Well, I mean, I am before computers existed. And it's much better than it is now. It was much better then than it is now with computers, believe me. So, you know, I have to conclude. I said to to God, I said, even had you given me a fair crack at the whip, you know, a fair crack, born into aristocracy, I would be hard pushed to actually make the world a better place. But you didn't even fucking give me that chance. In fact, you gave me next to none. And even if you did, you know, what can I do? Build a bridge from West Wales to East Coast America? You know, why is that? You know, why is that? If this place was a real place, such things could be achieved. You know? But because this place isn't real, nothing will ever be achieved. It's just a circuit. I mean, like, if I had millions, you know, I would definitely hire a team of artists and you know, sort of like load them up with like paint, sprays, you know, everything, air compressor, you know, and just say, right, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, I'll pick a city or a town and say, right, beautify that place, you know, bridges going over my fucking, you know, beautify it, just beautify everything. That's what I do, you know. I mean, can you imagine that there isn't like a town or a city on earth right now that is adorned with great beauty? is that possible? Not even one? I mean, how is that possible? And even if there is one, you know, why is there only one? But no, it's just a continuation of uglification, which is necessary because it takes less effort to uglify things. Am I getting wine or something? Or food? Wine or food? Nothing makes sense about this place if you really, really, really think about it. Nothing. Yeah, definitely that kind of stuff I would do, you know, that kind of stuff, beautifying places, you know, opening restaurants where the food's free. I mean, you know, fucking sky's the limit, really. You know, and I think to myself, well, I'm surely not the only person on earth, because, you know, I know Martin Leaker, you know, and he'd probably do something exactly the same as that, you know. But, you know, okay, Martin's poor because he doesn't work, and I'm poor because I work. So that's not going to fucking happen. But like, how many people are there that are, you know, like do-gooders? I mean, the world is full of do-gooders, right? Apparently. So they're not all peasants. So why the fuck don't they do anything then? You know, why don't they beautify the place? You know? I mean, can you imagine? Like 3 o'clock in the morning somewhere, and like I'm trying to fucking beautify a fucking stainless steel oil splattered bridge with magnolia paint, yeah, and then like the filth turn up, arrest me, fucking take me to court for graffiti or something like that. I mean, you know, really? I mean, could you imagine? But you know, it's things like that that completely expose the system as being fake. Exactly that kind of thing, because those things will never happen. And you're like, why? Why wouldn't it happen? There's nothing to stop these things from happening. You know? Oh, and another thing, these vaccines, right? So, what was it again? Hold on. I am a conscientious. I'm conscious. I think that's